says a recent hurricane left debris around the neighborhoods near your school. The table shows the time, t in minutes, that it takes a group of n students to remove the debris from an average sized yard. So anytime you have a table, I recommend just pausing a moment and sort of looking and thinking about your table. So let's do that together. So n is in the top row and it represents the number of students. T is the time in minutes. So let's look at a column together and just make sure we're understanding what this means. So if there's one student, it would take one student 225 minutes to remove the debris from this average sized yard. When 3 students work together, it only takes 75 minutes. And when 5 students work, it's 45 minutes. So you may have heard that many hands make the work light or something like that. So the more people you have, the less time it's going to take. So part A says, what function models the time needed to clear the debris? Nowhere does it say direct or inverse. So what does that mean for us if it doesn't say direct or inverse for us, but we have a chart? Yeah, Bella? Exactly. So let's look back up here. So there's a method to my madness at all times. So if you look at example A, we didn't know if it was direct or inverse, and we started with x times y. If that didn't work, we did y divided by x, and then we can figure it out. So here's what I want you to do. In this case, it's not x, but if you want to call it x and y, I do like that. So let's do a row of x times the y's. So that's 225, 225, that's 225. Now this last one didn't work out, and I think that's just a typo, so we're just going to cover that up. So I'm getting x times y equals 225. So I found the k value. What do I do to solve this for y? Good job. You're going to divide by x. Now, it isn't x, it's a t and an n. So we're going to say t equals 225 over n. So this is inverse variation. How many students should there be to clear the debris from an average sized yard in at most 25 minutes? Well, this time the variable's stuck in the bottom. What could I do to get the variable out of the denominator? What could you do to both sides of this equation? I can't divide by n because it's multiply by n, right? So we're going to multiply both sides by n, and that's going to give me 25n. Then the n's cancel, equals 225. If you have a calculator, which I see most of you do, that's lovely. We're going to divide both sides by 25, and n is what? 9. What did we find? Good job. And so when you have a word problem, we want to include the units, okay? When you have a word problem, it's appropriate to include your units. All right, now in this next group, it says identify direct variation from equations. For each function, determine whether y varies directly with x. So I'd like you to highlight y varies directly with x. Are we okay? You don't have that one. Oh, can you please go to Canvas? And this is where I think I modified. Thank you. So, go back to Canvas for me. And on Thursday, today's Thursday, open up where it has the homework link. Open that for me. Put that in your Notability and see if now yours matches mine. Because I think I modified it. I was like, this was not in the original set of notes. And I said, I think I'd like to see that in there. So I changed some things around. Are you seeing it there? Okay, good. Thank you, though, for letting me know. Oh, perfect. Then you'll have the homework right here. Okay, so hopefully you get that now into your Notability. So we're going to highlight y varies directly with x, and that means y equals kx. Now, do you notice it's not y equals kx plus b? There's not like a plus number. So in number 1, if I solve it for y, does this look like y equals k times x? Yes. So this is a yes. And then it says, what's the constant of variation? It's the number in front of x. So that's 7/3. That's why you don't want 7x all over 3, because we want it to look like k times an x. All right, try number 2. Let me give you a little head start. Solve it for y and see if it looks like y equals k times x. It's a yes or no. If it's no, you're done. If it's yes, tell me what the k value is. Yeah, so look, you're going to divide by 7. Does this look like y equals kx? No. Why is it not equal to y equals kx? What's the problem? Yeah, Lilia? Good job. There's an addition of something at the end. All right, so let's do 2 problems. And I'm mixing it up now, okay? I'm mixing these up from inverse and direct. Number 1, the time t to travel a fixed distance varies inversely with the rate r of travel. If t equals 3 hours and r is 24 miles per hour, write a function that relates time with respect to the rate. So look, it said t, the time to travel, varies inversely as the rate r. So you're going to write your equation for inverse, plug in the pair of numbers to find k, the constant of proportionality, write the function, and then in part B, find t when r is 50. If you're a fast worker, go on to number 2. That one's direct proportion. All right, discuss at your table. See if you got the same K value in number 1. And if you got as far as part B, see if you got the same T value when R is 50. Okay, discuss at your table, number 1. Well, so do you see? There's a clue. It says the time t varies inversely with the rate r. So normally it was y varies with the x. So it was y equals k over x. Yes, that's it. Okay. All right, so here we go. It says the time varies inversely with the rate. So you would start with t equals k over r. Then I have a time of 3 and an r of 24. How do I solve this equation for the k value? What would I need to do to both sides? Multiply by what? 24. So k is 72. So here's my function. T equals 72 over r. Then it says find t when r is 50. And it says use appropriate units. Well, this one's not going to be a pretty answer. I got 1.44, and what are my units? Hours. Good job. All right, now, number 2, x and y are directly proportional. So you should immediately write down an equation like we did with our tabletop. If x and y vary directly, immediately, we always solve for y, so it's always y equals, so write that down. When you have y is 2, x is 5, why do they give you that pair of x and y? What does that pair help us find? K. There you go. So you're going to find the k value. Oh, no. What happened?